Good morning, guys, and welcome to iPunt Smart as well as iPunt Smart Radio, which is alive and kicking as we speak today. So please do head over to the radio station if you guys need the commentary, or if you want previews or reviews or any of that kind. Then it's 24/7. It supplies you all the South African horse racing commentary, as well as some interviews from jockeys, Muzuyeni and Gavin Larena, that we've got on board for today, and yeah, just a wealth of information. Also on sport, yesterday we did previews of La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga, English Premier League, and Major League Soccer, MLS. And we did pretty good, I have to admit, we did pretty good. So let's look at Greville today. I'm going to do things a little bit different today, just to show you the functionality that we have on iPunt Smart. And I'm going to go straight to the what I call the summary JTR combo sheet. And in the JTR combo sheet, you'll see all our most important columns is linked here, and this is the ranking of each of those, where they fit in on those. So you have the ranking average, which is where the yellow stars comes from, the greeny points, the total, which is the standard view, as well as bat 42, which most recent bat, and the bat curve, the consistency curve for the more consistent horses. And on there, like this horse here, for instance, Triton is first on all of them in race 5, so he must be quite a decent candidate. So that's how I'm going to go through the racing today, just make it much easier. So we start off in the first, and let's look at what we have in the first. And I'm going to start off with saying I'm going to go with my number 5 here in the first, Eddie the Mover. I think he is due for some improvement, and I like the fact that Yogesh Govender has got another decent rated one in the form of Color Master, which is second rated in the 5th race. So I'm going to start off with Eddie the Mover as my first choice, and then I'm going to go with Boundless Bash as my second choice here, number 7. And then I'm going to go with number 6 as my third choice. Sorry, where's number 6? No, still not number 6. Number 6 is actually Warren Kennedy and Paul Peter, Mescal, as my third choice. And then I'm going to go with number 3, the Dennis Dreyer stable, as a nice roughie as my 4th choice. You can see the Dennis Dreyer stable actually has quite a few very strong rated today. Red Soul being one of them, and also in the back here tonight is Fight Night, that has the best bat 42. We'll get to that in a moment now. So 5, 7, 6, 3, and then 9 and 2 is my first race selections. Moving on to the second race. And here we look at Red Soul, which obviously looks pretty strong here as my first choice. And I'm going to follow it up with Pateka as my second choice, the 4. And then the number 1 as my third choice, Beechhurst. The one that's looking the best of the Garth Puller coupling that has Anton Marcus booked today. So 941 is my first 3, and then next best 6, 8, 11, and 12. 6, 8, 11, and 12. 6 Cup of Magic, and then 8, 11, and 12. 8, oh my word, it is Roy at 25 to 1. I think he's going to surprise us one of these days, because it's a Mr. Naidu, and they can make remarkable improvement at 25 to 1 and win. Okay, so that is the second race, 9, 4, 1, 6, 8, 11, and 12. Moving on to the third race, and in the third race, if I'm just looking at the third race here, I'm going to go with Wendy Whitehead here on Mia Sophia with Sherman Brown. I do have healthy respect for Warren Kennedy being booked on a first-timer Cinnamon Bush. So I'm going to go with him as my second choice. And that's number 6. So I'm going to go with 2 and then 6. And then I'm going to go with number 9, which is Declare War. Sakai is only runner for the day, and Cotson's only runner for the day at 12-1. A nice roughie. Does have some strong form here as well. And then in the last, the fourth choice here is Austin, 2976, and I think those are your major ones that could win this race. Others to consider: the 3, the 11, and the 5. Moving on to the fourth race, and in the fourth, first choice is going to go to Greville. Gavin van Zyl is in awesome form at the moment, and he does get Anton Marcus on for Greville, so Greville will be our first choice. And then a bit of a roughie for second choice, a 10-1 high legislation, so 11 and 2. And then the third choice is Gull Rider, which is the only runner for Dean Kannemeyer with Tegan the Melo in hot form. So that's a third choice, 11-1, and followed then by the 7 and the 8 as the next best. The 7 at 33-1, Naidu and Brewer yet again, which is Bim Bam Buddy, and the 8. Just see which one is the 8 here. If you just hover over the numbers, it gives you the actual name as well as the odds. Cupid's Captain, the 8 for Tony Riveland. Moving on to the fifth race, and in the fifth race, let's see what stands out here, and that's clearly Triton. So Triton will be our first choice in the fifth race. Number 8 is going to be my second choice in this race. Where is number 8? There is number 8, Color Master. And at 7-1, he might be a really good candidate, especially if Yogesh Govender wins the first on Eddie the Mover. So 2 and 8, my first two choices, followed by 9 and 1. 9, like the Irish, at 14-1 from MJ Odendaal, with Jacobson riding, and also LA Dreamer, also at 14-1, with Nicholas Patel's only ride for the day. 2, 8, 9, 1, and then that's your main contenders. Others to consider is 6, 7, and 5. Then moving on to the sixth race, and I feel the sixth race might just be the toughest race for us for the day. And if 8174 doesn't do it, then you pretty much have to do a lot. You have to include a lot. So I'm going to start with 8. As you can see here, Michael Roberts has 3 horses booked here in this race. One of them, Warren Kennedy, is the carrot for him, so that the public can all go jump on Kalulo. And then he also has the one that's much better rated, which is Lady Catherine. And Vinegar and Roberts has done a very good combination of late, so I'm going to go with Lady Catherine as my first choice. And then my second choice, I'm going to go with the only runner from Paul Gatsby with Muzieni on board at 10-1, Danya. So that is 8 and 1. And then the next best is number 7, which I must just find. Not that one. No, not that one. The 7, Kalula, with Warren Kennedy, in case he's not the carrot. So 817, and then 4, Nakia, the other Michael Roberts runner, and then 2, which is Civil Rights, which is the stable jockey Moodley for Michael Miller, and then number 9, Vivid Jet, also the 6, and that's Auntie Lizzie at 5.56 with Naidu and Brewer. And the 3, the last one I'd like to mention. So pretty much almost the field in this race. But I think it's necessary. I think anything can win this race, to be quite honest with you. I'd even throw in Nakia as well, the number 4, in my pick 6. So it's quite a tough race. I think that's the tough one to get past for the day. If you can, take the field and don't worry about it. But not a betting proposition, that race, in my view. And moving to the 7th, and clearly the 7th has a lot of ones here, and that belongs to Mount Pleasant at 7-1. The number 11 will be our first choice here, and that's an only runner for Duncan Howells that won really well with the Greville the previous time, and some very good bat figures, and he might just follow that up with today. So 11 will be the first choice. The 3 will be the second choice, which I'm still finding. Yeah, Socrates. And that is clearly Humby's best chance for the day. If you look at all Humby's runners, you know that Dylan's the stablemate. Socrates is his best chance for the day. And that's why I like this JTR combo sheet, because you can see these doubles and things materializing. So 11-3, and then third choice is the 6 for me. And that, I think, is this one. Yes. Only runner Robinson, and flames with Ashton Aries, and also has the best bat 42 form, and third on ranking average. So 11-3-6. And then my fourth choice is the 4. And let's just look at where the 4 is. Is where the 4 is. Oh, sorry, no. 11-3-6-5 and 7. So where's the 5? 11-3-6 and 5. Where's the 5? Where's the 5? The 5? Hello. Which one is the 5? There it is. Pearl of Asia. And that is Robbie Hill with Anton Marcus booked. And it does look like Robbie Hill's best chance for the day. With Petra his second best chance for the day. So 11-3-6-5, and then also the 7 is my next choice. And the 7 would be, where is the 7? Adultissima, which is Michael Roberts and Rachel Whittaker, that's been doing so well of late. So 11-3-6-5-7, and then 8, 1, and 12 for your bigger pick 6s. And then the last race, moving on to the very last race of the day, and the last race here, we're going to go with Winter Waves as the first choice, but it's not a very strong first choice, because I quite like a Raffia 10-1 tonight's fight night here, as well as a double up for Dennis Dreyer on Red Soul. Tonight's fight night is 4 lengths ahead on bat figures, but they're red bats, so red bats means that it's not trusted over the distance, but it is 4 lengths ahead. So 3 and 5 is my first 2 choices, and then followed by the 10 and the 4. The 10 being where's the 10? Love the View. Now here we have Keeping the Miller riding for Carl Hewitson. Carl Hewitson only got 2 races for the day. Triton is potentially the best bet of the day, so he would like to double it up with Love the View at 8-1. So that's why he's my third choice. And then my fourth choice is Lorenzo Karim, booking after Marcus L's My Daddy. So 3, 5, 10 and 4. Others to consider 11, 7, 9, 12 and 3 as the others to consider. So now you saw what that did. The day, just show you the JTR detail as well. Here you can, on ranking average per race, see in the first race who's ahead here: Eddie the Mover, then Boundless, and then Mescal. In the second, you see a nice gap here on Red Soul, 2.05 to 3.27. on Petica, and then another big gap to Beechhurst at 4.3. In the third race, the first three, you got Mia Sophia, Declare War, and Milk Tart. I think Milk Tart's scratched now, actually, so let's just take that out. Okay, then Milk Tart's gone. So Austin then becomes the third choice here. So it's Mia Sophia, Declare War, Austin, and Natasha. But I'm going to throw in the only runner for, the first timer for Warren Kennedy, booked on Cinnamon Bush here for Wendy Whitehead, because we got Wendy Whitehead top rated. So don't be surprised if Wendy Whitehead does win with Kennedy. Personally, I just think that Mia Sophia is the horse that's got a higher probability. In the fourth race, and here, high legislation, excuse me, and Greville is the first two, and then a bit of a gap into Gol Ruder, and then quite a big gap to the next horses, Short of Courage, Raven's Word, and Bim Bam Buddy. In the sixth race, huge Triton, 1.43, next best is 3.48, so there's 2, 4, 6, 8 horses in the field, and he averages 1.43 out of 8, because he's got ones everywhere. So definitely want to consider, but I would throw in Yogus Governor's Color Master if Yogus wins the first race. And then, yeah, next best is Luck of the Irish and LA Dreamer, 2 roughies, both Woodendall. In the sixth year, you can see Danya is the first choice. Lady Catherine for Michael Roberts is the second one. I think those are the first two for me. I could swap them around even. And then, yeah, Civil Rights for Michael Miller's chances. And then Kalulo, also Michael Miller, Michael Roberts. You can see Roberts has got 1, 2, 3 here, and Miller has got 1, 2 here, and then you got Danya at the top here as the only runner, of course. In the seventh race, nice little gap here on Mount Pleasant at 7 to 1, 2.5, with 10 of the 22 categories won, followed by the next best Socrates with 5 of the 22 categories won, and then only runner Love Bomb for Frank Robinson, and then not too far behind is Bold Ransom and Pearl of Asia and Tempting Fate and Ad Altissima. And then in the lucky last, nice gap here on the first choice for us, Winter Waves, but Al's My Daddy, Tonight's Fight Night, and Love the View, I give some decent chances in this race as well. And even Paul Laffert is only runner, The Bayou, is another one to consider. So I just want to show you what I mean with Tonight's Fight Night. Now, it comes from a trainer that actually knows his stuff. So the trainers could intentionally be running it over the wrong distance. But if I'm looking here, a bat of 4, and the next best is a 10.42 on Winter Waves. So do include your Tonight's Fight Night into your pick sixes. In the seventh race, let's just go quickly through these other views if you guys would want to pause on that and help yourself. You can see bat 42 here is Love Bomb, so do include 8.33 on Love Bomb. But since Mount Pleasant didn't run the last 42 days, but Mount Pleasant did run over the bat 84, and on that he's 3 lengths better than Love Bomb. And then you got Socrates and Bolt Ransom. So interesting, the 6.82 is the best bat CD, exact course, exact distance. So Pearl of Asia in the 7th, a bit of an outsider. In the 6th, again here, Civil Rights as Michael Miller, but I like the bat C here, 8.12 lengths ahead on Lady Catherine, so very much got some consistent hidden form. So Lady Catherine is definitely one to be included here in this race for me, and that's why I made him my first choice in the 6th, and Danya my second choice in the 6th. And as you can see, he's got some hidden bat 84 form here, best overall ranking, Greenie Point speed rating, stat form, and bum roll 84. only runner for Gatsby with Yeni on board, number 1. Moving on to the 5th race, let's quickly go through. There's nothing standing out here. Triton is the best on the bat 42, and it is in red. But what I did like about Triton is 8.87 lengths, sorry, now 12.99 lengths ahead of LA Dreamer on bat curve. So Triton looks a pretty decent runner. In the 4th, basically high legislation in Greville, and then the rest. The one I would include is the coming from arrest Gull Ruler, and then the huge outsider 33-1 Bim Bam Buddy, which is not too far away for that kind of value. And the rest, Declare War, is obviously looking pretty good here with Kotson and Sakai. And at 12-1, he's got very strong bat figures. The portion that I didn't like is that he hasn't run over the course and distance, and I made Mia Sophia first because Mia Sophia has got quite superior adjusted time, speed rating, exact distance, median speed. So Mia Sophia there, Declare War, Austin, and see if there's anything else that could stand out a bit. Red Soul here for me in this race because I prefer Red Soul to Pateka on the Bat CD form, 8.93, 15 lengths better than Lake Como, and 13 lengths better than Pateka. But I do have some healthy respect here for the favourite on Beechhurst because he's coming from a rest and he was very close to the best Bat 84. And then in the 6th race, Eddie the Mover has got 2 lengths on the bat figures to Boundless Bash. Boundless Bash has him on the bat curve, and then there's quite a gap to the rest. I would include in with a chance as a roughie in this race, just purely because it looks like Dennis Dreyer will have a decent day. And then Mescal. I think that gives you a good idea of what we're covering today, guys. But yeah, sport is much more interesting at the moment than cricket racing. 1,262 football matches for you that we are covering today. 73 editors picks, 163 good to bet on greenies, and another 10 picks, and 1 most valuable pick by the community. Okay guys, that's it for me. Have a great day.